emergency. Police, fire, paramedics.
My wife's been stabbed. Please send help.
I'm alerting police and paramedics, sir. What's your name and where are you?
Devon Major of that 953 Carnation. I just arrived and found Angela on the floor. Please, hurry!
Devon, I'm Kate. Just stay calm.
Oh, no, she's close. Hurry, I need help now!
We've got a code 1, female stabbing victim. Victim is seriously wounded. Be aware, perpetrator may still be on the premises. Male caller is on the phone.
10-4. Domestic. Hate those calls.
Devon, what's happening?
This is so much fun. Please, hurry. Angela.
Devon, the police are on their way. Are you alone in the house?
I don't know, I just got here. She's... Don't move, stay still. Oh, no, she's not breathing. She just stopped breathing.
Devon, you need to remain calm. You need to start CPR immediately. Clear her mouth, pinch her nose, tilt her head back, and breathe twice into her mouth, okay? Devon, can you hear me?
Angela.
Are you doing it?
Angela.
Devon, you need to listen to me. Place your hands on her chest and compress her chest 10 times above the sternum. Do it now.
No.
Devon? Is she breathing now? Hello? Devon? Hello?
Police!
Drop the weapon! Drop the weapon!
Drop the weapon. Drop it now.
Help her, please!
Drop the weapon!
She's dying. Please help her.
Drop the weapon. Drop it now.
Help her, please!
Drop the weapon! Drop the weapon!
Drop the knife or I'll shoot. Turn around. Hands on your head.
Get on the ground! Do it now!
Grab him. I'll cover you. All right, let's be careful, guys. We've got one here, but there may be others.
Where are the paramedics? What the hell are you doing?
Calm down.
What the hell are you doing?
Calm down. We're securing the house. Calm down.
She was stabbed. I came in.
All right, that's enough. Hold it. Sir, you have the right to remain silent.
What are you doing?
You've got the right to an attorney.
Are you insane? I didn't do this!
If you cannot afford one will be provided to you by the...
I called you! I called 911!
Sir, do you fully understand these rights?
Is IV connected? There's no breath.
Get him out of here.
High compression.
This is not happening. We're losing her.
Mr. Major, why did you do it? Mr. Major,
Either you want a divorce or you don't. No, I can't go into court sort of maybe representing you. But if you want a trial separation, fine. When you're ready to separate by trial, call.
Susan Grace, your comment on last night's murder.
Do you believe he did it?
Did what? What's going on?
You don't know about Angela Major?
Angela? What happened to Angela?
She was killed last night. Her husband caught red-handed.
You represented her in the divorce. Do you think that had anything to do with her brutal...
I have no comment.
Susan, please, just a word for the family.
Any comments?
Expected to be formally charged with the stabbing death of his ex-wife, millionaire entrepreneur Devon Major protested his innocence.
Susan.
Marge, I said no calls, no interruptions.
I know, but you're gonna want to take this one. It's Devon Major.
Susan, Devon Major.
Hello, Mr. Major. I want you to know that I'm recording this conversation.
I don't care. You heard about Angela?
Yes.
I didn't do it, Susan. I swear to you, I didn't do it. But they're gonna be charging me with her murder. I need a lawyer. I want you to represent me.
What did you say?
I said I'm gonna be charged with Angela's murder, and I want you to represent me.
Listen to me very carefully. I'm going to give you some free advice. You need a criminal defense attorney, not a divorce lawyer.
But you were at one time. And more importantly, Angela was your friend, wasn't she?
She was.
She ever once tell you she was afraid of me? And she felt threatened by me. I didn't kill her. Please, just come down. Talk to me, review the evidence. That's all I ask.
Look, I can't promise anything. I'll let you know. Call the DA's office.
Okie dokie.
He looks like hell. Most murder suspects do.
Susan?
Kirsten? Marge, meet District Attorney Kirsten Sorensen. She's the reason I no longer practice criminal law. She kept convicting my clients, even if it meant the DA's office was breaking the law.
Bending, not breaking. My job was and is to prosecute criminals to the fullest extent of the law. You just couldn't take the heat.
Yeah. Your boss was a major thorn in my side. Kept filing complaint after complaint with the Attorney General's office, complaining about my prosecuting tactics.
And I seem to recall that they asked. No, let me rephrase that. They instructed you to refrain, as you so eloquently put it, of bending the law quite as far.
That was then. Now is now. Right.
So, let me get this straight. He called you. He called his wife's divorce attorney to defend him in a homicide charge?
Yes.
Yeah, well, that makes no sense at all. But then, what murderer does? Look, I know that you were a very close friend of the victim, and I am truly sorry. But at least we have the man responsible.
So the evidence against him is solid?
Bulletproof. Man one, crime of passion. I'll be handling this one myself.
I thought you might. I'm sorry we have to go. Excuse me. We're ready to see Mr. Major now.
Interrogation room 7. I'll be brought up shortly.
Thank you.
Why is the DA gonna prosecute this and not an assistant?
2 reasons. 1, she believes it's a high-profile slam-dunk case, and 2, the fact that I'm somehow attached. My letters to the Attorney General's office really ticked her off.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, it's Devon Major. You see him on TV and in the papers. He just doesn't strike me as a murderer.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking. He's rich, successful, and he's a handsome man. But Angela was stabbed. A knife is personal. The attacker wants to inflict pain. When I was a defense attorney and a woman had been knifed to death, it was always someone close to her that was responsible. A husband or a boyfriend, never a stranger. Keep that in mind.
I will.
There he is. Before you say anything, I'm not here as your lawyer. This conversation is not protected by client confidentiality. I can testify against you in court. We're being recorded and monitored. Do you understand all this?
Of course I do.
Then you agreed to talk to us without your lawyer being present.
I was sort of hoping my lawyer was present.
All right, let's start with that. Why would you possibly want me to represent you?
I'm a public figure. If I want my life and my business to get back to normal, I can't just be found not guilty. I must be vindicated completely. Susan, we both know that every defense lawyer always claims that their client is innocent, and no one ever believes him. But if you were to say it, Angela's lawyer, a friend, people would believe you.
Well, I would never say you were innocent, Mr. Major, unless I truly believed it in my heart. Did you kill Angela?
No. And you know I did.
What happened last night?
Angela called me. Out of the blue, I was shocked. I hadn't talked to her. Didn't know her number, didn't even know where she lived. She was crying, upset, wanted to see me. And I'll be honest, I was hoping for a reconciliation. I kept knocking and calling out her name.
Angela. Angela, it's me.
I tried the door.
Ange.
It just opened. And I called out her name.
Angela? Angela?
She was lying on the floor in her own blood. There was a knife buried into her. It was all a nightmare. I called 911. I did everything I could to try and save her. And she was wild, panicking, clawing at me like a tiger. And then she just stopped. Stopped breathing. She died in my arms.
Oh, no.
Thank you, Mr. Major. I'll talk to the DA, review the evidence, and then I'll give you my decision.
Okay.
Guard. First impression, Marge. Gut instinct. Was he telling the truth?
I don't know if he's lying. He's very, very good at it. I think I believed him.
I thought you might. And I suspect whoever represents him will want as many young women on the jury as they can get. No offense.
None taken. So, what about you? What do you think?
I'm not sure. One thing I do know is he's the same old Devon Major.
What do you mean?
He smiled at you, held eye contact, put on the charm. Do you think he would have done that if you were a man? He's a womanizer. It's what broke up his marriage. Did I tell you that he represented himself in his divorce?
No.
Every time we'd meet, he'd turn on this slick charm like I was some brainless bimbo that he could seduce. Stupid macho arrogance. It cost him.
Prisoner coming through the east wing.
Copy that.
He can protest his innocence all he wants. This is an open and shut case. We've got her blood on him, his skin under her nails, his prints on the murder weapon, and he was caught at the scene of the crime.
Caught? He called 911. He stayed at the scene of the crime. He tried to save Angela's life.
Look, I'm not saying he's a cold-blooded killer. They had a fight. He lost it, flipped out. In a jealous rage, he attacked her. She tried to run. He caught her. And then stabbed her over and over. When he came to his senses and realized what he'd done, he tried to cover it up.
And stayed at the scene instead of running away.
A point in his favor. And maybe he did try to resuscitate her. There are a couple of mitigating factors for the jury to consider, but it doesn't excuse what he did.
No, it certainly doesn't. So manslaughter 1, huh?
Mm-hmm.
5 to 10, no previous record, solid citizen posing no threat to society. He could be out in a few years. If he did kill Angela, he deserves a hell of a lot longer than that.
I agree. One of my staff will be contacting you to get a witness statement and the divorce records.
I don't think so.
Well, why not? I mean, you're a material witness. I got my physical evidence. Now I just need the motive, and it's obviously the divorce.
No, that was amicable and quietly settled out of court. I won't testify or surrender my documents to you.
You can't do that, counselor.
I can. Attorney-client privilege.
Angela's dead. Why would you refuse to hand them over now?
To protect Angela. Their divorce involved other people and certain circumstances that I swore to her I'd never reveal. I won't let you air their dirty laundry to support a motive I know not to be true.
Look at your friend, counselor. Look what he did to her. That's the murder weapon, and his prints are all over it.
Kirsten, this is a combat knife. Angela would never have that in the house for him to grab and use.
He brought it with him.
Then it's premeditated intent to kill. You'd be charging him with murder, not manslaughter.
You thought about that.
But a premeditated murderer would never call 911, wouldn't stay at the scene, wouldn't bring wine and roses. Kirsten, he didn't do this. And what about the card that was found in Angela's hand, the death card Ace of Spades? Perhaps that was from the real killer.
That card came from a deck inside the house.
Are you investigating any other leads? Do you have any other suspects?
I can't talk about other suspects.
I want to access his 911 call.
I can't do that. The defense would scream witness tampering.
I may raise my voice, but I won't scream.
Are you saying you're gonna defend your friend's murderer?
All I'm saying is that Angela still had feelings for Devon. She would never want him convicted of a crime he didn't commit. This isn't for him. It's for her. I'll see you at the arraignment.
In view of the wealth of the defendant, the state would like to set bail at $5 million.
I can't afford that amount now.
I know, and she knows it too. Your Honor, I need a moment to confer with my client. She's trying to find something that she can wave in front of the jury that says this is why he killed her. Look, I can ask for reduced or no bail based on you not being a flight risk in your current diminished finances. But that opens the door for her to demand all divorce documents listing your assets and holdings.
Yeah, but there's nothing in there that...
I know, but Devon, if she sees how much money you lost, she'll base her case on. We'll talk about this later. Your Honor, my client cannot make and does not contest bail. We do ask that Mr. Major be remanded into segregated custody away from the general prison population.
Will the defense also request a chef and new decorations?
I fail to see the humor. My client is a first-time offender. The notoriety of this case will make him a natural target.
The counselor is right. I apologize. We have no objection, Your Honor.
Granted. Anything else?
The defense has one last request. My client will be incarcerated during his wife's funeral. We ask on compassionate grounds that he be able to attend.
Ex-wife, not wife. This is a blatant, transparent attempt to sway potential jurors. The funeral is not a place for a media publicity stunt like this.
She was murdered. He deserves...
Jail. And he'll get it.
I'll allow the defense request.
Your Honor.
Is it necessary for me to remind the DA that a suspect is considered innocent until proven guilty? Mr. Major will be granted the right to pay his last respects.
Then we request full security to prevent the possibility of an escape that includes guards, physical restraints.
Who's playing media games now? The prosecution wants my client in shackles and chains, projecting an image of guilt.
The defense wants a big show of grief to get sympathy.
Please. Mr. Major will be restrained as per state law and escorted by 2 officers. He'll have a specified private period of time alone at the cemetery. Furthermore, he'll have no contact with the murder victim's family. He'll make no statements to the press.
Your Honor, this is highly prejudicial.
The safety of the public will be upheld while respecting the rights of your client. Save it for the appeal. I understand that the victim was a friend of yours, is that correct? And that you'll be attending the service?
Sadly, yes.
My condolences, Counselor. But if I see you on my TV holding a press conference on the church steps, I'll be very, very unhappy.
I promise you that won't happen. This is a personal matter, not business.
Court dismissed.
Susan Grace. Is it true that you will be the lead defense counsel for Devon Major in his upcoming trial?
No comment.
Susan, isn't it highly unusual for the lawyer who represented the victim's divorce from the suspect in her murder to now defend it?
Yes, I represented Angela Major, and now I'm representing Devon Major. I knew them both. There is no evidence that directly links my client to the murder. He is innocent of all charges, and we welcome our day in court.
It's no secret that there has been bad blood between you and the DA. Would that explain why she's taken on this case personally?
No comment.
Susan, the DA's office...
Sorry, no more questions. I have a case to prepare.
Susan, the public does not take kindly to no comment. It can be misinterpreted.
Would you care to comment on the blood found at the scene, Susan?
How do you manage to remain unbiased in this case? Is that not next to impossible?
Do it now, okay? Devon? Is she breathing now? Hello?
Find out if there was more recorded after this. It might be useful.
Right.
But what we have here is good. He does say that he just arrived, and it certainly sounds like he was trying to save her.
Why would anyone want to kill Angela?
I don't know yet. Robbery and sexual assault don't fit the evidence. Find out about any unsolved murders with a female victim that have taken place in the last 2 years. See if we get a match there.
Okie dokie.
911 emergency, police, fire, paramedics.
My wife's been stabbed. I sent out.
Yeah. I'll be right there.
Nice tie.
Thanks. Oh, there she is.
Can I help you?
Yeah. Mark Fairfield, Federal Treasury Agent. I'm sorry about the after-hours visit, but time is of the essence. I want to talk to you about one of your current cases.
Which one, Mr. Fairfield?
Call me Mark. The Devon Major murder case.
Oh. Well, after I'm finished with him, you can dress him up in a tutu and put him in a circus for all I care.
How refreshing. A district attorney with a sense of humor. I like that. We'd like you to drop the charges against him.
Forgive me if I just lost my sense of humor.
On a man one count, your case is weak.
Really?
Best case scenario?
I'm listening.
Second-degree murder, not premeditated. You'll get nickel and dime time. We get him, we'll bury him in a federal max forever.
File your charges and indict him.
We don't have enough on him.
You're criticizing my case?
We don't have enough on him yet. We've identified the individuals in these photos. They're American, Russian, Asian underworld kingpins. They've made staggering amounts of money which they need to launder. And that's where Devon Major falls into the picture. We believe that he's formed an alliance with these illegal organizations who have to hide their money and change yen, rubles, euros, whatever into American dollars. Invest their money in hard-to-follow, highly profitable enterprises, online pornography, offshore gambling, just to name a few. If we can nail Devon, we can nail the rest of these guys, the big boys. Devon is the key. But right now, he can't open up anything because you have him up on charges.
Oh, forgive me if his killing his wife has inconvenienced the Treasury Department. Look, I'm very busy.
Counselor, you're not seeing the big picture.
The only big picture I care about is this one.
You want to know his motive? Okay. For tax and business reasons, everything was in Angela's name, not his. So when she went to see the divorce lawyer, she says, I don't know.
I brought these papers in. I was hoping you could take a look at them.
Sure.
I don't know about all our finances, and I don't trust him. Can you check these out?
Absolutely. I'm sure there's not going to be a problem.
Let me know if you find anything.
I will.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you.
So that lawyer checks things out. And all this lawyer sees are dollar signs followed by lots of zeros.
He's not looking for dummy corps, shell businesses, one-time accounts, all the forensic accounting that I'm looking for. Now, Devon has got some very bad boys breathing down his neck. So he settles fast out of court. He gives her everything. All he wants.
Are his records back?
Exactly. But they're in her name. Maybe she says no or wants a full audit. He snaps, he kills her. If we could get these records, we would both have the evidence that we need.
I can't. Her divorce lawyer is defending him.
Well, she sure as hell ain't doing it for the money. She's the one that wiped him out.
I don't know what her reasons are. All I know is the physical evidence points at him. Anyway, what if I drop the charges and Devon disappears? There goes your investigation.
It's not gonna happen, Counselor. We will track him 24/7.
Oh.
Wherever he goes, whatever he does.
Now, forgive me if I'm less than confident.
Look, the Treasury Department is putting all its resources behind this case. The chances of him disappearing are negligible. Granted, it's a calculated risk, but it's a risk that we want to take.
He's safer in jail than outside. Here's the deal, Mark. I'll get the records without dropping the charges. That way we're both happy.
That's a hell of a gamble.
It's a calculated risk.
You want what?
The request of attorney-client privilege to be denied. Your Honor, the financial documents she refuses to release are in Angela Major's name, not her client's.
The prosecution must have forgotten that in addition to representing Mr. Major, I am also Mrs. Major's legal executor.
We haven't forgotten. We simply ask that that be ruled conflict of interest. She cannot be allowed to remain in control of evidence belonging to one client that may convict yet another of her clients.
Evidence? What evidence of what?
This is at the request of a government agency. That's all I can say without compromising their investigation.
Then have this government agency file in open court and show cause. Your Honor, confidentiality is the cornerstone.
Spare me the lesson, Counselor. There are precedents for annulling client-attorney privilege, but those are extreme life-and-death cases. Mrs. Major's divorce records do not meet this standard. Request denied. And until criminal charges are filed against Mrs. Major's estate that relate directly to this case, there is no conflict of interest. Good day to you both.
At the request of a government agency? The IRS, right?
I can't say.
Oh, come on, Kirsten. A rich entrepreneur like Devon, who else could it be? You trying to add tax evasion? Well, good luck. Because Angela told me they were constantly being audited and they were always clean as a whistle.
Well, maybe the IRS saw the wrong records. And maybe Angela found the right ones, unfortunately for her.
The only unfortunate thing is you fishing desperately for a motive. You've got this tunnel vision about some murderous rage that never happened. You've got the phone records. You know she called me that night. I don't have to tell you this, and in fact, I probably shouldn't. But she was happy, upbeat. She wanted Devon's new number. Of course, they didn't have it, and she didn't tell me why she wanted it. But she sounded so excited. I really think she wanted to reconcile. So much for your fearful woman being stalked by an ex-husband theory.
Well, let's see. She had a new home. She had an unlisted phone number.
Well, yes. At first, after the divorce, she was a little cautious. She never answered the phone. She always let the machine pick up first, and she saved all messages. But you already know that because you have her machine.
Excuse me.
How dare you? You were Angela's friend. Now you're defending her murderer.
Ruth, please don't do this.
I am so sorry about Angela, but...
Devon is a murderer. You know it, and we know it. And we're gonna do whatever it takes to see that that man spends the rest of his life rotting in jail for what he's done. Come on, honey. Come on.
Area clear. Media has left.
Roger that. We're moving.
Goodbye, Angela. I love you. I'll never forget you.
Hey, check this out. This thing is sweet. It's a top-of-the-line new machine. It's got an H.228 chip, which means mucho memory. It's all digital. So, what are you looking for?
Philip, I need you to find me a message that says nothing but tells me everything. That's all I ask.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's Mark. Your news travels fast. I heard the judge denied your request. I want you to cut him loose and drop the charges.
No. I'm requesting again. This time, with new evidence relevant.
Look, I don't care. The trail's getting old. I want you to cut him loose. Get over this.
I can't do that.
You're in the big leagues, Kirsten. The boys in Washington are watching. If you lose this case, in my opinion, it could cost you your career.
There's a lot of messages on here. Do you want to hear them all?
No. I have the phone records. I know what numbers called her when. Look, I'm looking for a no-message call. Someone that calls but says nothing.
How's that gonna help you?
Background noise. I'm praying for a street sound, a restaurant, a nightclub sound, anything that gives me a location where I can put the prime suspect as well.
Bad news? This machine deletes all no-message calls after 24 hours.
Philip, you tell me that you can find those messages again.
Nope. They're gone forever. It's a memory-saving function. Well, who wants to save no-message hang-ups?
I do. Damn it!
Well, there's still one last one here. It's saved because they unplugged this. Hey, that's my coffee.
Thanks. Yeah, that tells me nothing.
The number's still on the call display. And according to the computer, it's first-time caller.
First-time call on the night of the murder?
Thank you for calling OS Corporation. You have reached the voicemail of
Devon Major.
Please leave a message.
Company phone. That's why there was nothing on his home or cell phone records. Oh, I could kiss you.
Thank you for calling OS Corporation. You have reached the voicemail of
Devon Major.
Please leave a message.
Silent stalking, Your Honor. He calls, she answers, he hangs up. No message is the message. And that call came in from the cell phone that was found on Devon Major at the scene.
All you've proved is that someone at United Bank called Angela.
And immediately hung up, and then poor innocent Devon just happens to turn up with the exact same cell phone.
This isn't the trial. This evidence is persuasive as to how it relates to his possible stalking. What does it have to do with his divorce documents?
Nothing. It's for the IRS.
Your Honor, the defense's fundamental claim is that the divorce was not a motive in the killing. And as proof, they point to the no contact and no harassment behavior, which has been clearly refuted.
Yes, it has. Access granted.
Your Honor.
Wait, Counselor, I haven't finished. Only those documents clearly showing the financial losses suffered by Mr. Major will be admissible as evidence. A jury will decide whether or not your presumed motive holds merit.
But Your Honor, this other government agency.
Thank you, Counselor. I haven't forgotten. Share these documents improperly with anybody else and I'll file for contempt, then throw out all charges against the defendant due to prosecutorial misconduct. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, Your Honor. Okay. Listen, I want you to know that Devon swore to me that he never called her. I would never have mentioned that damn answering machine.
I believe you. Do you still believe him?
I don't think he killed her, if that's what you mean.
All right. Now, what about the documents?
I'll call Marge and have her bring them over this afternoon.
Good.
Devon made big money, all legal but dirty investments. Third world sweatshops, the porn industry, that sort of nice stuff. A lot of prominent people with silent partners. Angela would never have wanted that made public.
Or Devon.
I don't care about Devon right now. I care about the memory of the woman that was buried this morning. The prosecution has a tape from Angela's answering machine that indicates you called her at least once before her death.
That's impossible.
It gets worse. Your divorce records are going to be made public.
No! No! Damn it!
The truth, Devon. Were you harassing Angela with the company phone?
No!
Well, it looks that way. Or it looks like this one time you used the wrong phone. It's your answering service, not someone else's. But you tell me that you never called her.
I did call her. Now I remember, I kept knocking and buzzing the buzzer, but she wouldn't answer.
Okay, don't get excited here.
I kept calling out her name. Cool down. My phone! The door was open! The machine! Check the machine! The time! Time!
Hey, these are the Angela Major divorce files for Kirsten.
Marge? Marge? Thanks for bringing the files.
Sure.
So, how's the slave driver treating you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Well, then, you can't have worked for her for very long. This your first big case?
No, I haven't, and yes, it is. Excuse me.
What is it, Marge? Behind enemy lines? Only gave your name, rank, serial number?
Look, I'm sorry, I don't want to be rude, but you are trying to convict Devon.
Yeah, I am. Have a seat. I remember my first big case. Felt like my life was on the line. Sounds familiar?
Yeah. I can't sleep. I'm terrified I'll make a mistake.
Oh, Susan wouldn't have hired you if you made mistakes.
Well, I think Susan hired me because I don't have a boyfriend or any kind of life.
Join the club. You're looking at my nightlife. This is just a trial.
It's a serious one, but it'll be over, and then there'll be another and another. Don't make this your whole life. And the day the verdict comes in, bring tissues, lots of them. Trust me.
Okay, I will. Thanks.
Opponents, not enemies?
Definitely not enemies. Thanks for talking to me about all this stuff. Susan would never...
She's all business. Listen, I give you my card. Call me when this is all over, and we'll talk.
Thanks. I will.
Counselor.
Ah, Mark. You know, I wasn't sure if you'd be coming in through the door or the window or the air conditioning vent, but I was expecting you.
Nice to see you, too. Aha. These my files?
Yeah. You can't have them. Get a warrant.
You know damn well we can't do that. We do that, we'll scare off the major players.
A DA with Devon's records makes them nervous enough. They find out that federal treasury is after them.
Too bad. I'm not letting a killer walk because his case is thrown out.
You like traffic court, Kirsten? Because here's a call that's gonna put you there.
You do that, you get nothing. I'll send the files back and go with the physical evidence.
That evidence is 50-50. Between fighting to kill her or fighting to save her. Not good odds.
Well, let's see. Ex-husband, dead wife. I'll let the jury do the math.
No photocopies. I just look at them here with you.
No, there's a chance it could be inadmissible evidence.
I will take that chance.
Okay. There's one way we can both win.
I'm listening.
He's got a choice of man one time or federal felony time. You scare him. You offer him immunity, witness protection. He testifies. You get your other big fish. And I get my conviction.
I can live with that.
Truce?
Truce.
Morgue, it's Susan. Listen, check Angela's answering machine. See if it timestamped all incoming calls. And then check the time of his 911 call. You got that? Okay, bye.
Get in the car!
Are you gonna be a good girl? You promise?
Please don't hurt me.
The man that I work for is a little upset. He wants you to get a message to Devon.
Yes, yes, anything. Yes.
Anything?
Oh.
Consider that a friendly reminder, okay?
Yeah.
You just see to it that your client understands, yes?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
We're watching you.
Yes.
So don't do anything stupid. Good girl. Up the van.
These records are too clean. You know what I think?
Gee, let me guess, another conspiracy theory?
Okay, just bear with me.
I'm listening.
I think Angela was in on it with Devon. But she wanted out.
Angela, listen to me. No. You don't know these guys like I know.
I don't care.
You better start.
I don't care.
Angela, you listen to me.
I want no part of this anymore.
Well, you heard it. You're already a part of it.
I don't care.
Well, you should start caring because you've got an investment in this as much as I do.
I don't want any more part of it.
Angela, listen to me for once.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
Don't you walk away from me.
You can't retire out of this business with just a gold watch. So they come up with a divorce angle. He gives her all the legit money. She's out, she's rich, she has a new life. But they've got to make it look real. So enter Susan Grace. She doesn't know it's a scam.
I brought these papers in for you to take a look at. Sure. I don't know about all their finances, and I don't trust them. Can you check these out?
Absolutely. I'm sure there's not going to be a problem. Okay, I'll look them over and I'll call you later.
Okay, here's the rest of them.
Thanks.
Okay. Thanks.
Bye.
Okay.
Angela gives her all the phony records, and they settle fast out of court. Everybody's happy. Devon's still in, Angela's out, and the bad boys don't know or they don't care, and it's business as usual.
So, one night, they just...
Yeah, one night what? You don't buy some homicidal stranger?
No, poor innocent Devon, the unluckiest man in the world, just happens to come by a few minutes later. You gotta work harder to sell me.
Give me a minute.
Coming! Susan, what's the matter?
I need to talk to someone.
Of course, come on in. My God, you're bleeding. What happened? But why didn't you call the police?
I just need time to think. They knew who I was, where I live, where I work. Plus, I never even saw their faces. I don't remember the color of the van, much less the license number. And I'm not sure that the police would believe me.
Not believe you? Susan, look at your neck.
It's not a serious wound, Marge. I could have done this to myself. A lot of people could believe I'd staged this to invent a defense angle for Devon. That these shadowy men in the van were Angela's real killers.
But they are. Susan, look.
Marge, listen. They scared me so badly. I'm really thinking of quitting. I don't want these men coming after me again.
No, they won't, because Devon will be out really soon. He didn't do this, and we can prove it. His answering machine call to Angela was timestamped at 9:19. So he has to be at her front door at 9:19 because his 911 call is the exact same time, 9:19.
Are you sure about this?
Yes. Susan, he had a maximum of what, 59 seconds to commit a brutal murder? It's impossible.
You're right. We've won. Listen, Marge, I don't want to scare you, but when they grabbed me, I dropped my cell phone in their van, and your number is on my cell. I think you should change it. I mean, they're after Devon, not us, but still.
Okay, will do. Have you told Devon?
No, not yet. First thing tomorrow, I'm gonna go warn him. While I'm doing that, I want you to petition for dismissal, okay? And you call me the second you hear anything.
Okay, I will. Susan, do you want to stay here tonight? You're welcome.
Oh, thanks, Marge, but no. But I am gonna go check the office messages.
Okie dokie, make yourself at home.
What's this?
What?
I mean, I know what it is, but what are you doing with it?
It's nothing.
It's nothing? My assistant has the DA's home number by her phone and it's nothing? What is going on? What are you telling her?
Nothing. It's Susan, take it easy. We just chatted a bit, that's all.
About what, this trial?
Yes, but no, not really. It was just... It was nothing. It was just idle talk after I dropped off the records.
Oh, that's right. You gave the records to Kirsten today, and then you had a little chat, and then I had a knife held to my throat.
What, do you think that happened because of something I said to Kirsten? Susan, what on earth could I possibly have said?
I don't know. Nothing, I guess. I'm just so wired and nervy. And I'm getting paranoid over nothing. I've never been so scared in my whole life. I really thought they were gonna kill me.
You know, you really should report this attack, Susan. I mean, that's what we always tell women, right?
Yeah, I will in a few days. I'm just too freaked right now.
It's okay, I totally understand.
Speaking of understanding, a toast to you. I was wrong about you, Marge. I'm really sorry.
Hey, I'm just glad you're not firing me.
You don't look so good.
I don't feel so good. Okay, Devon, I've got good news and I've got bad news. The good news is you're getting out.
Yes.
The bad news is you're getting out and there are people waiting for you. I met 2 of them yesterday.
What happened, Susan?
I don't want to hear anything about this. Just deal with it as soon as you get out.
I will. Are you sure I'm getting out?
I'm sure.
I knew it. I knew I picked the right lawyer. Thank you, Susan.
It's not over yet. Thank me when it is.
This is Marge Anderson. Please leave a message.
Marge, it's Susan. I'll try her at the office.
You've reached the office of Susan Grace. Please leave a message.
Marge, it's me. Pick up. Marge, where are you? I'm gonna try your home, but you better not still be there.
Hi, here's the beep.
Marge, where the hell are you? I've tried your cell, the office.
Susan, it's Kirsten.
Kirsten? What are you doing there?
Listen, if you're driving, pull over and park if you can.
What's wrong? Has something happened to Marge?
Oh, I have some terrible news. Is there anywhere you can sit down?
No, I need to go in.
That's okay. Oh, Susan, I'm so sorry. The cops were trying to reach you. They saw my card on the table and they called me.
How could this happen? She locked the door. I heard it.
They think the person or persons broke in through a window. One of them's been tampered with. You heard her lock the front door?
I was here last night to warn her. Some men were after Devon. I don't know why, but they grabbed me. I didn't see their faces, but they did this.
Did you file a report?
No, I was just so scared. They must have followed me. I led them right to Marge.
You don't know that, Susan. This is not your fault.
Where is she?
You don't want to go in there.
Oh my God, Marge. How did she...
She was stabbed.
You mean stabbed like Angela?
Well, similar, but...
What do you mean similar? It's the same MO. She was stabbed. And look at the card. It's the ace of spades. The police kept that piece of evidence secret from the public. Only the real killer would have had knowledge of it. Damn it, Kirsten. Remember when I asked you if you were investigating any other leads? If you had any other suspects besides Devon?
Yes.
Well, what do you think now? Because Devon sure as hell didn't do this.
Listen, Susan.
No, you listen. We have proof that Devon is innocent. It was on the answering machine. And now I'm wondering if you knew it as well.
Counselor, you're very emotional right now. But don't you dare suggest that I deliberately withheld evidence.
Just know that in my lawsuit for Marge's wrongful death, your name will be front and center.
Kirsten, I have to see you. Okay. Well, I hate to admit it. Maybe I should have listened to you from the start. In a very short while, Devon's gonna walk out a free man.
You dropped the charges?
Yeah. Good day for Devon. He gets away with money laundering and murder.
Murder? Well, what about the evidence?
It just proves he's a smart killer. You want to hear my final theory?
I'm all ears. I'm listening.
Thanks. Okay. Devon goes to Angela's house with wine, flowers, and a knife. He is going to get those records back, no matter what. The wine and the flowers don't go well.
I'm not giving the records back.
Angela, I'm telling you, this is more dangerous than you think.
I don't care. I'm so tired of this. You know, you just don't listen. You don't listen. You don't listen, and I'm done. I've had it. I'm tired of this. It's enough already. What? No. What is it? No! No! No!
When he realized she would not give the records back, he had to kill her. I don't know if this next part was planned or he thought it up on the spot, but he phoned her machine,
Angela,
knowing that his
Angela,
call
you there?
would be time-stamped on her machine. And then he even opened the door so the squeak would be recorded. Then he planted the ace of spades to throw us off track.
My wife's been stabbed. Please send help.
I'm alerting police and paramedics, sir. What's your name and where are you?
Devon Major. I'm at 953 Carnation. I just arrived and found Angela on the floor. Please, hurry.
Devon, I'm Kate.
And then he faked the struggle. And that explains the blood and the scratches. You buy it?
I'll buy it. He's a smart man. Clever alibi.
And I can't prove any of it.
Here. Have a jupe. I used to love them when I was a kid.
Thanks.
So, what's going on with Susan Grace's assistant?
Marge Anderson.
Yeah.
Well, it's being investigated, but somehow it's all tied together, unless I'm completely wrong about Devon. And it was his friends who killed Angela and threatened Susan and murdered Marge.
Well, that's certainly what the media is saying.
Oh, I had to turn it off. Before I threw my TV out the window, it was bad enough watching Devon get released.
Yeah, I saw that. Funny thing, though. I haven't seen Susan Grace on TV at all. She's what, just dropped out of sight or what?
Can you blame her?
No.
Anyway, it's over. Devon's probably off somewhere with his rich friends, popping champagne corks. Gloating about how he got away with murder.
To justice. And more importantly, freedom. And to us.
Especially to us.
I can't tell you how much I love you for what you did. How you saved us. But Marge, your own assistant.
Devon, I just had a knife held in my throat. I didn't know if they'd found out that I was your partner. Maybe your next warning would be my corpse. And I never meant to hurt Marge. In fact, I went over there to warn her. And then I discovered she was betraying me. Only she knows why. Maybe she thought her career would take off if she helped the DA nail a crooked lawyer.
The DA suspected you?
Why else would Kirsten be working with the IRS or Treasury or whoever the government agency was? Whatever Marge knew or said must have been leaked from the DA to your friends. So I made the decision to shut her up and get you out fast. I needed to point the finger at the same killer. It had to be the same MO. Knife and the ace of spades. Making sure no one was around, I went back into the house. I spiked her drink to slow her down, and then I stabbed her. And the rest is history. You with Angela, me with Marge. It's amazing what you're capable of doing when your life is on the line.
And millions of dollars.
Speaking of which...
Already done. A few keystrokes. $15 million wired. And our friends are happy.
Then I'm very, very happy too. So how long do we have to wait?
Wait. Oh, no. No more waiting. I just got out of prison.
No, I mean wait until we finally come out in public as a couple.
Oh, I don't know, honey. I have to grieve. And recover. Starting now.
Two lattes.
To criminal justice.
Best system money can buy.
Yeah.
Hello? Uh-huh. Really? Damn. Okay, thanks. That didn't take long. Devon's back in business.
You think?
Devon in jail. Pipeline dark and quiet. Devon out of jail, pipeline lights up. I guess you had no choice but to return those documents, huh?
Oh, no. I still have them.
You do?
Oh, nobody asked for them back. You know, Susan fought so hard to give them to us, and Devon obviously didn't need them.
Well, obviously he didn't need the records that Susan gave us. New theory.
Devon and Susan?
Partners.
Okay. Angela never knew. She somehow came across the real records, incriminating stuff that Devon thought he'd hidden. Angela shows the record to Susan. Oh, Susan realizes that she is now looking at evidence that'll put her and Devon in jail. She panics. Later, after suspecting that Angela is onto her, Susan secretly tells Devon that she's spooked.
Devon, we have a problem.
The people that he's fronting big-time coin for are not going to tolerate his records being examined in a divorce court. They'll kill him so he can't testify.
Okay, so they settle out of court quickly, but something goes wrong.
Angela finds out about it. Maybe they're more than just business partners.
Maybe they were lovers.
Hey! What is going on?
Angela,
What is
calm
going
down.
on?
Calm down. It's not what it looks
What's
like. It's
going
not what it
on?
looks
Nothing's going on. We just...
Don't tell me it's not what it looks like. I'm
We're just having a business meeting. We're
that
going
was
over
not
the
a
deal.
business meeting. I trusted you.
Angela, it's not what it looks like.
Don't touch me!
Please, please,
What was
calm
that
down.
about?
Nothing.
I saw you kissing. What is...
Look,
what
we're
is
just...
going on here?
Angela, don't listen.
Pat it.
This is not good. This is not good. This is not good.
It's okay, she'll come.
I think they'd be so careful at that point not to get caught like that. No. I bet Angela still wants the records audited.
But Susan won't give them back. She's stalling, trying to buy time.
Which she can't do forever.
And they don't know if Angela has made extra copies.
So, they have to act to save their own skins.
But why make it so obvious that Devon's involved? He calls 911 and just stands there waiting for the cops.
We do ask that Mr. Major be remanded into segregated custody away from the general prison population.
Because he's safer in jail. You see, out in public, he's a sitting duck if the bad guys terminate his contract.
That's right. And if Susan Grace is representing him, his records are off limits.
Except they weren't.
And if he stays in jail too long, he loses his business.
Yeah, well, he'll lose a hell of a lot more if he's convicted. Unless he knows he won't be convicted, that he'll walk soon, free and vindicated. Gotta get to the office first thing in the morning and comb through that evidence again. There's got to be something, anything that'll incriminate these two.
I'll help you.
No.
Don't be so stubborn. Okay, maybe there's something that I missed the first time around. Don't forget your coffee.
Thanks.
I booked us on 2 separate flights to Mexico. You're going East Coast, I'm going West.
Good.
We'll meet up in Mexico City.
When do we leave?
My flight is at 6 and yours is at midnight.
It doesn't leave us very much time.
You sure about that figure? Yeah, thanks. Damn. Right to the penny. Zero discrepancy between these records and the IRS audits. The guy's a saint. How are you doing?
Great if I'm the defense. Crappy if I'm the DA.
I'll see what I can dig up on Susan Grace. Yeah. But my guess is her records are so clean we could eat off of them. Yeah.
Hey, what's the hurry?
I want to start packing.
You got lots of time for that. Huh? Come on, our friends are off our backs. Cops can't touch us. We won.
Won? This isn't a game, Devon.
Susan, the pressure's off. Let's enjoy it. Huh?
You know, I can actually feel, thanks. I can actually feel my head getting flatter from bumping into all these dead ends.
And I'm getting carpal tunnel eyeballs just staring at this stuff.
Okay. There's only one weak point in Devon and Susan's story. They both agree that he had no contact with Angela, didn't even have the phone number.
But he calls her on the night of the murder.
Right. And Devon said that when she called, Angela gave him the phone number and the address. And look, it's even corroborated in these phone records. On the night of the murder, she calls Susan, she calls 411, she calls Devon. But I think he's lying. I can't prove it.
Yeah.
there's no rush.
We'll call separate taxis.
Okay, sure, but, just relax.
Relax? How can I relax? I've been dealing with this all alone. The government was closing in. Marge was spying on me.
Easy, easy, easy. Take it easy. It's over now.
And we killed 2 people.
We had to, Susan. We had no choice. None. Come on. It's over now. We'll just drop out of sight. We'll just be with each other. We'll have all the money we ever need. What's this?
I've been lying awake all night wondering if every noise I hear is the FBI or one of your friends.
No, I meant, what the hell's this doing here, Susan? Get rid of it.
I will. I just want to finish packing.
We are very slowly getting nowhere.
So why does Angela call Susan that night?
According to Susan, to get Devon's number.
But given what happens later, something in that call forces them to act.
So, really? Angela said something like, well, where are they?
No, that's crazy. I want them back. Why can't you give them back to me? No. Give me those records back now,
or I'll call the police. And if you're Susan, you tell Angela exactly what she wants to hear, which is, all right, I'm coming over.
So why does Angela then call 411?
Well, you're right. She's not exactly going to call Devon and give him the good news. But Angela has to make the call to make their cover story work.
So they hold a gun to her head. They force her to make the call.
Well, no. No, because she could just scream their names and yell for help.
Another beautiful theory, killed by ugly logic.
When you call a cab, make sure you use a different company. What the hell do you think you're doing? You can't use my phone.
Honey, you're being paranoid. They're not tapping your phone. We're not under surveillance. They're not watching the taxis, okay? The cops don't care about me anymore.
Devon, not until we're drinking tequila in Mexico City will I be able to breathe. Now use your cell phone, call a different taxi company. Remember, I'm your lawyer. You're supposed to take my advice, right?
I wish you'd just send me back to traffic court. Remember, it's where you wanted to send me in the first place?
Angela called 411 25 minutes after calling Susan.
Yeah?
Now, that's quite a time gap.
Yeah. Especially when Angela said that Susan was so excited. As giddy as a schoolgirl on a first date. And Devon said that Angela was upset.
That's a big mood swing. Unless one of them forgot the cover story.
The only one who would really know the mood is the 411 operator.
And if he or she remembers, how's that help us?
It'll tell us who's lying, Devon or Susan.
Oh, and then what? Oh, don't tell me. They confess.
No, Mark. But I'm tired and bitchy, and it's the only thing I can think to do right now. Do you have any more questions?
Yeah, I do. I've got one more thing.
I never asked if you were single or not. Are you single?
Administration, please.
Hi, I'm Catherine, 411 operator that handled the call you're asking about.
I'm Kirsten Sorensen. I'm the DA, and this is Mark Fairfield, my junior assistant. Let's talk about the call.
The computer log indicates that the call was routed to me.
And do you remember anything about the call?
The lady said she was divorced and needed a number. That's about it.
It's been some time. Why is it you remember this specific call over all the other calls you received?
Easy. My boyfriend proposed to me that very day, and I was walking on clouds showing my ring off to everyone and anyone at work.
Oh, it's
Very nice.
Anyway, I get this 411 call from this lady who says she's divorced and looking for her ex-husband's phone number. For some reason, that struck a chord with me. Here I am, getting married and starting a brand new life, and this woman searching for her ex-husband. I don't know why, but I felt sorry for her.
Do you remember anything about how she sounded?
Nothing I could pinpoint for you. That's all I remember. Sorry I couldn't be of further help.
Oh, no. Thanks for your time.
Have you talked to customer relations? I've only been on the job for 60 days. For employee evaluations and training purposes, they keep all audio tapes of my calls for the first 90 days of employment. Talk to them. They may be able to assist you.
Did we tell you how lucky your fiance is to have such a smart girlfriend? Can you lead us over to customer relations?
Of course, right this way.
Okay, laptop, money, passport. Okay, remember to do what I told you with the knife.
I'll take care of it.
Not here, not on this property.
Relax, I'll throw it in the ocean.
And make sure you wipe your prints off the knife.
Susan.
No, I'm sorry. I really need this vacation.
I know you do. Now go. I'll see you later. I love you.
I love you too. Make sure no one sees you leave.
Adios.
You mean hasta la vista? Susan, what do you want?
Check upstairs for anything you can find.
Yes, sir.
Maybe come in.
All right, fellas, let's
I don't
move.
have time for this.
Oh, yeah, you have time.
Okay, seal off the house, pack up all the computers.
Yes, sir.
Devon Major.
Search the house from top to bottom.
Mark Fairfield, Federal Treasury Agent. I want to talk to you, sir.
Don't say anything.
You heard my lawyer.
I think you're going to need a new lawyer.
Kirsten, this is trespassing and harassment unless you've got a
Search warrant for your house, your office, your phone records, and your computer.
You haven't deleted your files. That's interesting. Why don't we talk about that?
You can't do that, not without me being present.
Oh, I think Devon can make some decisions by himself. In fact, I'm pretty sure he's going to be making a few important decisions today.
Yeah, I've got a laptop here.
Good. Bag it. Send it to forensics.
This is a personal vendetta. You have no just cause, no legal basis. It's pure harassment. I'll have this tossed out and ruled inadmissible so fast.
Before you waste any more breath, I think there's something you ought to hear. Sometimes in an investigation, you get lucky.
411 calls on occasion are taped for training purposes.
411, how may I help you?
I'm looking for a local listing for a Devon Major. We're divorced, and I don't have his new number.
I have a new listing for D Major.
That's not Angela's voice. That's your voice.
That's not me. I'm looking for a local listing for a Devon Major. We're divorced, and I don't have his new number.
See, I can get voice analysis, and I can get a few people who know you to come in and testify that that is your voice.
Devon Major. We're divorced, and I don't have his new number.
See, you're gonna have a really hard time explaining why you were at Angela's house calling 411 saying that you are Devon's ex-wife. But I know why you did it. Because you needed Angela to call Devon to invite him over to her house. And you said you weren't there. But you were. You were a part of the killing.
I had nothing to do with it.
Now, is that what Devon's gonna say? Because he's in there playing let's make a deal with the Treasury agent. Oh, he's really in trouble. Once they find the files on your computer, and you will be too, unless you want to start talking now.
You're loving this, aren't you? This is personal. You hate me. Because I have a man like Devon and you don't.
I don't want a man like Devon. And as for hating you, well, yeah, I hate the way you led me around like a dog on a leash. Documents you fought to protect. You wanted me to have them all along, and alibi on your answering machine. Yeah, you played me for a fool. But this time I won't have to bend the rules to win the case. What I hate you most for is for making me feel responsible for Marge's death.
You were responsible. What did you say? Shut up! Shut up, Bruce, or I'll kill you. You ought to blame for Marge's death. What? You had her spying on me.
No! No, I know.
Don't lie to me! I know. I found out. You gave me no choice.
What? You? Why?
Right now. You'd do almost anything to survive, right? Well, you put me in the same position. And so did Angela.
Susan, drop the knife and let her go.
Back off, or I swear I'll kill her.
Now just take it easy. We will talk.
There's nothing to talk about. Devon and I are leaving, and Kirsten's coming with us.
Drop the knife. No one's going anywhere.
You're not taking me seriously.
Okay, easy. I'm gonna put the gun away.
You don't know how much pressure I've been under. The stress.
Mark, get Devon. I don't want to die.
Bring him in.
Sir.
You're making me nervous. Back off.
Do it.
Susan.
We're leaving. Let's go.
You're not leaving. You are not moving, or this deal is over.
What do you mean, deal?
He's turning state evidence.
No, you're lying. Devon, let's go now.
On the road? No money? No witness protection? I don't think so.
What's it gonna be, Devon?
It's over, Susan.
Get in here.
Yes, sir.
He killed Angela. I'll testify. I'll testify. I'll
Take her.
testify.
Get her out of here. Take him away.
You all right?
Okay.
It's okay.
Bag the knife. Probably still got traces of Marge's blood on it. Oh, God.
Let's get out of here.
Parties, please rise. Susan Elizabeth Grace, to the single count of manslaughter in the first degree, how do you plead?
Guilty, Your Honor.
And do you have anything to say at this time?
Yes, Your Honor. I deeply regret the actions I was forced by others to take. I still have faith in the justice system, despite this verdict today that I had no choice but to accept.
Thank you. Devon Michael Major, to the single count of manslaughter in the first degree, how do you plead?
Guilty, Your Honor. And I too have something to say. Nobody was forced into anything. We were motivated by love. and greed. And 2 people died because of it. Hopefully, Susan, you'll realize the truth of this one day.
As per prior agreement, you're both sentenced to serve a minimum of 12 years incarceration. Court adjourned.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
Right this way. What's your step?
Man won plea bargain for testimony and cooperation. It better be worth it.
It will be. And you'll get your pound of flesh at Marge's murder trial.
Ha. Yeah, more fun and games.
Listen, I've got a new theory.
I'm listening.
If there was a treasury agent and a district attorney who decided to go for dinner tonight,
Yes.
well, yes is a very good start. Don't you think?